Hello, good morning, my dear guys. I hope you're feeling pretty well today. As you know, we are going to be continuing in this case to finish the unit one of these book passages. Okay, so it's missing, which is the lesson B. I hope that you have already watched the lesson A video class that I attached, in this case, on the material of Google Classroom. So right now we're going to start with this one. This is the topic. Every family is different. That's totally true, right? So here we have some types of family, different families, right? For example, the two-income family, the extended family, the new nuclear family. This is pretty common. These are the three most common ones that exist. So let's take a look at this part. Look, I am going to read you this, but I need also that you practice yourself reading these statements. Okay, so the first one is the Watsons. The Watsons. This is the name of the family from Sydney. It says, "My wife and I both work now, and the extra money is great. The only trouble with being a two-income family is we don't spend as much time together." All right, so because they have a baby and they are only two. Okay, the other one is the ones from Vancouver. They say, "We are an extended family now that grandma has moved in. The big advantage of having her at home is that she can babysit more often." So the grandmother, that is the family that is in this case together with in this case with the other ones, with their son, and also the grandson or granddaughter. Okay, so that is the big one. And the other one is the nuclear family, the Patels from London. They say, "We are a typical nuclear family. It's just my sister, my parents, and me. The only bad thing about living in our house is that there's only one bathroom." Uy, uy, uy. I imagine a diarrhea over there. But well, so that is the nuclear. When they've been with the nuclear family, it's like the most common. The parents, they have maybe two kids, and that's it. All right, so now I want to explain you which is the vocabulary of this lesson B. Okay, so remember we were already explaining this part and the also useful expressions. So it's just missing this short or very short vocabulary. First one is centerpiece, close knit, cultivate, matchmaker, shelter, support, and well-being. Hey, it sounds like my name, my well-being. All right, so first one is centerpiece. What is that? A centerpiece. In this case, if you go to Google and you put centerpiece definition, right? So here you're going to have that. In this case is the bedroom, all right, that is in the, like we say, in center. That is the actually the meaning of that. In a house, you know that if the house has three living rooms, there is a centerpiece, all right. So the centerpiece all the time, or most of the time, is your parents' bedroom. Okay, so here is just that the meaning. The other one is close knit. Okay, so actually close knit is this, like for example a community that is pretty right, they are like this, pretty closed, that they tell, they say everything, they share the ideas because they are very, it's like best friend community. The other one is cultivate. Okay, You know that cultivate is like when you start creating something, or in this case, you have the willingness to make that something can happen. Okay, you are cultivating that. Matchmaker, the matchmaker is the people that they are in charge of create, like for example, to join relationships, right? Like also we could say that a matchmaker would be those people who have applications for meeting and to have romantic relationship and all those things. um, like there are applications like that that I remember that people used to before, like Tigo, um, also TV shows that they are matchmakers. So many people goes there to see if they can know they have orange. Shelter is the other one. So a shelter is like is a small cabin where the people go in order to protect from the from in this case strong weather. We could say, for example, in Jarabacoa there are a lot of shelters where you can go and stay there. In this case, if the temperature or if there is something happening. You can see this a lot in Alaska, right? The people in the countryside, they build shelters, all right, so that the people go doing tourism and all that, they can stay over there, so they can take care about the snow, the strong uh, cold that it does there. The other one is support. Of course, as you know, support is like help another person. Like we say, give them support. And the last one, well-being. A well-being is like having a good life. Okay, so what we could say, what is your well-being? All right, are you having a well-being? So you say, of course. Well, I am just relaxed with my family. We have a job, so we have a stable job, and that's it. So I think that yes. So we have a well-being. And the other one is this part. Let me see. Okay. Here you got, which is the listening and the speaking. I need, guys, that you do this. Please. This is the listening. Don't forget to do it. You know that the audios, they are in the platform attached, A and B. So you can go ahead and just take a look at that. All right. So the other part that is missing is the grammar. Into the grammar here, we are going to be talking about the noun clauses after be. It's something that I think we have seen it, but not in this context. This is very, very easy. Look at here. This is the explanation. A noun clause is a part of a sentence with a subject and a predicate that functions as a noun. For example, the use of that here, it is optional in noun clauses after be. Also, you will be able to notice that the prepositions followed by gerunds in this part, in this first part of the sentence. Look at here. This is the structure of it. The only trouble with being a two-income family is that we don't spend as much time together. So here we have, which is the noun clause after be. All right. So here we have it. This is from the first part. You are going to use a preposition like this, with, of, all right, and as you know, that after a preposition goes, is followed an ing verb. Okay, so here we have with, being, of, having. All the time you have to do this. Okay, ing in the verb after this part of the preposition. Okay, there are different ways to express the same idea that they want to say it over here. Okay, but this is just to make it easier. The use of that, it is optional, like they say. For example, you can say the only trouble with being in two-income family is we don't spend as much time together. So you can obviate this part if you want. So the use of that is optional. The big advantage of having grandma at home is she can babysit more often. Okay, so this is something very, very easy because you only need to know that after this, all right, prepositions, the verb needs to be in ing, and the other thing, which is the clause. These are two different clauses. You can also say it backward, all right, like first you can say here this clause and leave this for the end. For example, here we have combine the sentences, so you can have a better example. Then compare the answers. In the first one, they say, I am the youngest in the family. All right, so you are going to create a sentence using the same grammar. And this is the example. The nice thing is I get a lot of attention. Okay, they are giving you this sentence so you can create the two clauses. We could say the last one, the nice thing about being, all right, about being the youngest, because there you got it, in the family is that I get a lot of attention. So what is happening here? We are just taking, all right, this clause. So the nice thing about, and you know that this is the verb to be. So when you have verb to be here in this part of the sentence, you need to use being. If you, in this case, have a different verb that is not verb to be, you are going to use, all right, of, for example, or you are going to use the same verb that they gave you here. For example, here they are telling me, I have a younger sister. The trouble is, she always wants to borrow my clothes. So, what's going to happen here? As you see in the first clause, I don't have verb to be. I only have here the verb have. So, I'm going to use this verb, in this case, in the clause. And I will say, the trouble of having a young sister is that she always wants to borrow my clothes. You see, it was pretty easy. So you only have to say this part of the clause, the trouble, and you could say the trouble of or the trouble about having. So the only thing you have to be careful is in the verb to be. If there is no verb to be, you are going to use the verb that they state in the first clause in ing. Okay? Let's see the number 3. But this is a homework that you have to do. I am away at college. The bad part is that I miss my family. Okay? So what do we have here? They are using verb to be. So they say I am. Here we're going to say the bad part, all right, about being like this, being away at college is that I miss my family. All right, so it's very, very easy. The same thing here in the other. If you see, they have the verb work. They don't have verb to be. So I have to use work with the ing. And so on. It's pretty easy. So also you have this to complete, that is complete the sentences with your own ideas. All right, so here you have to give your criteria. The first one is an example. An advantage of being a twin is that you always have someone to hang out with. That's totally true. I'm going to do one by myself. For example, let me see. A problem with being an only child is, well, I could say the opposite, right? a problem with being an only child is that you don't have someone to play or to hang out with. Very easy. All right, so you can do this with your own ideas. Please try to do it. This is just family matters. This is about communication, this part. And here we have an exercise about the vocabulary, the compound family terms. This is going to help you. So you're going to have to pair of this part, great, and put here what are the things that can be great on, great son, or great. You can take it out, all right? And simple as that. This is the other listening about it. Okay, so that was actually, guys, the lesson B of this unit 1. It's very easy. If you have problems with the noun clauses after B, because I know probably you can get confused, remember just to text me, or I will also attach a video explanation from YouTube where you will be able to continue reviewing this part, and also you can do it really well in this tomorrow test. Okay, so that was everything for today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this part of the class. See you the next time.